Hi there, Hand Stamp by Cheryl with a quick video with some tips on how to cut, score, and add layers to your cards. This is a card that I made recently and it's considered an A2 size card. It's the most common size that I make, as well as a lot of crafters that I know. So I want to show you how to make an A2 size card. You'll need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and you can decide if you want the card to open this direction or this direction. And so you'll then cut it this way or this way, but then that would give you 2 card bases per 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, which makes it the most popular size for card makers as opposed to 12 by 12 for scrapbookers. So I'm going to go this direction, and since this is 11 inches across, you'll want to cut that in half. So that's 5.5. You'll want to keep it flush up top of your trimmer. I'm using the Stampin' Up! Trimmer here, which has 2 blades. The darker one is for cutting, and the lighter one is for scoring. So we're going to use the darker and just cut it like that. And I will note that this is a trimmer, which means I use it more sparingly, primarily for designer series paper, making quick cuts here or there, not necessarily cutting large amounts of cardstock or prepping for my classes. For that, I have a different cutter. Okay, so now that we have our card bases, you will want to score it. And you can use the trimmer, which is totally fine, but I like to use the Stampin' Up! Scoring tool. It is quite large, but it comes with a stylus, and it has a bigger ball and a smaller ball. I like to use the bigger ball. It also comes with some markers, so you can put them in your most popular dimensions where you're scoring or whatever project you're working on. So because this is 8.5, you'll want to go half of that, which is 4.25, and you'll just press down firmly, not too hard, but note that, you know, Stampin' Up's cardstock is colored all the way through, so if you did pierce it a little bit, it would be black and not white on the inside. And now I would recommend using a bone folder. And what that does is it just gives you an opportunity to make sure you've got a crisp crease there. And you can use this without the scoring tool, and you can use the scoring tool without the bone folder. But I like to use both if I have the time. Okay, so now that I have my card base, it's time to add some mats. And sometimes that can be tricky, especially since there's a lot of math involved. Sometimes card making has too much math for me. But I created this handy resource that I am going to upload in my private Facebook group, which is called Stamp with Cheryl. So on this YouTube video, down below in the description, I'll put a link so that you can find it there. And I would recommend printing it out. It just reminds you the dimensions of an A2 card, how to cut it in half to get 2 card bases, and then it gives you the 1/4 and the 1/8 measurements for various size of mats. So I would recommend printing this out, and I actually did so on sticker project paper made by Avery, which I bought off of Amazon. You get 5 sheets, 8.5 by 11 size. And once I ran it through my printer, I then cut them all up and added them to a handy resource here. So these are in smoky slate and these are in basic gray. And then I just poked a hole in it and added a binder ring here, and then put the stickers on all of the different sizes of mats. So if I'm going to make a card and I'm just glancing here, thinking that this might be the size of a mat that I'm looking for, then I'll be able to note what size to cut my cardstock. So if you're interested in this resource, make sure you check out the description below. Like and comment on my video, I'd appreciate it. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and happy crafting.